Hi, I'm a rheologist and I am on sabbatical. While I'm on sabbatical, I'm making weekly videos to show how rheology occurs in everyday life. Today, I'm not going to talk about how rheology occurs in everyday life. I'm going to be talking about how rheology conferences occur. And with that, I'm going to be talking about what exactly happens at a rheology conference, and for that matter, what happens at any scientific conference. So you may think of a scientific conference as a lot of people getting into a room and having endless talks about whatever the topic at hand is. And that's part of a rheology conference, but that's not all of it. So let's take a look at what the rest of a rheology conference looks like. So here's a list of some conference events. We have presentations and networking and short courses. So the presentations are what you typically think of when you think of a scientific conference. We have the oral presentation where somebody goes through a lot of PowerPoint slides, sometimes quickly, sometimes not. They present their data, they tell you what it means, they may talk about a new method they've developed for testing things. In the posters, that's basically a poster of everything that you would present orally. So you have a poster, it's typically about 4 feet by 3 feet. It has some data on there, it explains what the study's about, why it's important, what the conclusions are, and typically there's somebody standing with that poster, and it's usually a graduate student or a postdoc, to explain here's what's going on in this project and here's the quick snapshot of the key bits of that project. So the presentations are a great way to get a better understanding of whatever that discipline is. So for me, that was rheology. In the conference I went to, held by the Society of Rheology, I sat through a lot of oral presentations, I looked at a lot of posters, and I got some great ideas about how am I going to test what I need to test at work? What are some testing ideas that I haven't thought about before? Was it about these systems that maybe I haven't thought about before? So for example, I was looking at a presentation for interfacial rheology, and the short version of what that is basically if you have oil and water together where the oil and water touch, that's the interface. And so there's actually some techniques that can probe that interface and find out what's going on and see, well, if we make an emulsion with oil and water, let's say salad dressing, how can we find out how stable that emulsion is? So there's a lot of cool tests, and I'm not going into details about what they are, but there's a lot of cool tests out there to see what's going on in that interface and how can we make it more stable, less stable, play around with it, change its properties, and see what happens. So that was a really nice finding from the presentations. But then there's also networking. And so in networking, that is a lot of talking shop. So you get a bunch of rheologists together in the same room, they all talk about what they do, which is really fun. And of course, they provide food and other things, alcoholic beverages typically, which, it's a very nice evening of talking to other people. And this is also between presentation breaks. So if you can imagine how difficult it was to sit through school all day, this is like super school. So there's no way we can sit through 8 to 10 hours of presentations just all in a row. We're going to get tired, we're going to get hungry, and we're going to get under-caffeinated. So they will feed us, and they let us talk during these networking things about what we've heard, about what we're doing. So it's a great way to see what other people are doing, find out if they can help you with a problem, find out if you can help them with a problem. And with the networking, you might find somebody that, hey, we want to do a project together. Or, hey, I'm a grad student, I'm looking for somewhere to do my PhD. Or I'm a grad student, I'm about to graduate, and I need to go work somewhere. So that's a great way to get to know what's out there and who's doing what. And maybe there's somebody that will work with you or help you solve a problem. So that's the networking piece. And then the third piece of conferences typically is short courses. And so this isn't usually during the conference because they want you to go to the conference events, but this is either before or after the conference. And so short courses are 1 to 2 days long typically, and they are on some kind of topic related to the conference. So for example, this year, the Society of Rheology held a short course on food rheology. And then during the conference, we had some presentations on food rheology. So the short course is basically a really quick crash course in what is going on in terms of food rheology. And then once you're armed with that information, you can go into the conference and be a little bit more prepared to sit down through those food rheology talks and find out, okay, what exactly is going on in the world of food rheology now that I know something about it and I can understand what's going on. So short courses are a great way to quickly learn something about the conference topics. So there you have it. That was the conference I went to, the Society of Rheology conference. If anybody is interested in going to a rheology conference, I do recommend the Society of Rheologies. They've got everything from super fundamental rheology with basically 15 minutes of equations on PowerPoint slides, all the way to very applied rheology where we see videos of lotion being tested for viscosity. So they've got a little bit of everything for everybody. It was a great conference, and I highly recommend going to that conference or a similar rheology conference if rheology is what interests you. If not, take a look around for scientific conferences in your own discipline and see what they have to offer. They are really great learning experiences, and they're also a good way to get to know people in your field and find out what is going on. In a very nice interactive kind of event where you can talk to people, learn things, and just basically get to know what's going on in your discipline.